Hi, everybody. It's me, Ali Sweeney, with A Light Insight. And today I am working with anger. As my mom used to say, I am angry when I would do something that would break the rules. Today, I am angry. And I don't know about you, but anger is something that I have difficulty expressing. I often just play it over and over in my mind. In this particular instance, someone did something and I got really angry. So I want to tell them how awful they are. I want them to feel the pain of what they did to me. And I know how ridiculous I sound as a teacher. But that is the honest truth of what happens first in my body. And maybe it's what happens in yours too, is some leaning toward revenge or retribution or sharing that pain. And I want to talk to you about expressing your anger as a healthy emotion. What if anger wasn't something? So, as a result of the way that I feel, like I want revenge when I'm angry, I often just stuff the anger or tell myself that I shouldn't feel angry, that nothing that bad actually happened, that I could just be at peace. That's not really how it works. You can't just pretend that there's not anger and be at peace. So, if you were going to work with this anger, not as something that shouldn't be or something that you should be ashamed of for feeling, what if you were going to work with it? What if you were going to allow it in your life? What would allowing anger look like? And how could you do it so that you didn't add pain to yourself or others? So, one of my favorite things is smashing a pillow, throwing it against the bed as hard as I possibly can, making great big noise. I also like screaming, not at someone, just screaming out the words. And if I'm around people, that's embarrassing. I don't really want to bring that much attention to myself. So if I'm around people, I will scream in my journal, which means that I will write really huge letters and capitals and scratch at things and make it really, really dark. And it just looks like I'm screaming on the page. What's important is that this anger, you give it a place to move, right? So maybe you move your body. And in moving your body, you let that anger out. Maybe it's a walk, maybe it's dancing, maybe it's high intensity training. Whatever it is for you, that's what I want you to do is think up what could be some of these options for you. And then after you've got the anger moving, after that phase and it's moved through, notice how that feels different than when it's stuck or when it's shamed. And notice what you want to do now. I know that for me, I'm often able to see the gift of the situation. So like in the situation I was describing earlier where somebody did something and I got really triggered and angry, what happened was I saw the gift of their behavior and that it opened up something within me that allowed some really old grief to release. And wow, now I see this person as a gift because I don't have to carry that grief anymore. That feels like a miracle. And it feels really weird to all of a sudden feel grateful for this person that I hated just a moment ago. allowing that anger to move through me, really let it out. And I didn't have to hurt anybody else in the process. So, um, I'm curious if you could try this, if you want to try it, or if you want to stay in the anger. I got to admit, sometimes I just want to sit right in it and be angry. So wherever you are, that's okay too. Thanks for listening in. I'll catch you next time.